What's up, future millionaires? I'm Mike the Investor, and if you would like to earn some free stocks, be sure to check out the Robinhood and the Webull link down below. Now we're going to discuss the Apple EV car project known as Project Titan, so let's go ahead and dive right into this. Alright investors, welcome back to the channel. Now we're going to kick it off with a 90-second interview that happened back in 2017 from Tim Cook, the CEO himself from Apple, how they were focusing on self-autonomous driving systems. Let's check this out.
You've said cars are an area ripe for disruption. How important is it that Apple not miss out on cars?
I think there is a major disruption looming there, not only for self-driving cars, but also the electrification piece. If you've driven an all-electric car, it's actually a marvelous experience. And it's a marvelous experience not to stop at the filling station or gas station, whatever you want to call it. And so, plus you have ride sharing on top of this, right? And so you've got kind of three vectors of change happening generally in the same time frame. And so as we look at it in what we're focusing on, or what we've talked about focusing on publicly, is we're focusing on autonomous systems. And clearly one purpose of autonomous systems is self-driving cars. There are others. And we sort of see it as the mother of all AI projects. It's probably one of the most difficult AI projects actually to work on. And so autonomy is something that's incredibly exciting for us. And but we'll see where it takes us. We're not really saying from a product point of view what we will do. But we are being straightforward that it's a core technology that we view as very important.
So now that we heard from Tim Cook, not only did he mention they were focused on self-autonomous systems, but he also mentioned that there were others, and also that there were three changing vectors all working together. Now the three that I think those are is of course self-autonomous driving. Number two would be of course the Apple car, and number three will be Apple, I think, is building their own charging infrastructure, and I'm going to show you a few articles and patents to back that up as well. But first, let's look at a few articles going all the way back to 2018 after Tim Cook's interview in 2017 leading up to now, which will prove that Apple is definitely cooking up something. Let's check this out. So going back to 2018, which is 1 year after the Tim Cook interview, after failed talks with Mercedes-Benz and BMW, Apple reaches self-driving car deal with Volkswagen. If we scroll down, you can see now Apple has turned to Volkswagen and has reached a deal to turn some of the company's T6 transporter vans into self-driving shuttles for Apple employees. The project is said to be behind schedule and consuming nearly all of Apple car team's attention, which definitely makes sense. If you look over here, you can see Apple made a $1 billion investment in Didi, which is a Chinese ride hauling service which has over 80% of the market share. And you can see how this could be a potential gain for Apple for them using their data source for self-driving vehicles. If we go up to another year of 2019, Apple bought the autonomous startup company known as Drive AI. Now there wasn't a complete number on what they purchased the company for, but the company was definitely going bankrupt and completely about to shut their doors completely. And now if we get to this year of December 9th, 2020, Apple allegedly discussing Apple Car with automotive suppliers TSMC working on self-driving chips. This is major here, folks. Apple chip supplier TSMC is reportedly working with Apple on some kind of self-driving chip at an R&D plant. Apple will unveil an Apple car in 2024 to 2025, and those in the component industry have said that the Apple car model is similar to Tesla. The site believes we will hear more about Apple car suppliers in 2021. So that gives us what the two vectors are that they're already cooking up. Of course, they're working on their own Apple car, number one. Number two, of course, is self-autonomous driving, which could also lead into ride sharing that Tim Cook mentioned too, which will also make sense for their $1 billion investment into Didi. So I definitely see what Apple is doing here. So now I'm going to show you guys who TSMC is, which is the largest semiconductor chip maker in the world. Let's check them out. TSMC was founded in 1987. It is the world's largest dedicated semiconductor, and TSMC is the first to provide 5 nanometer production capabilities, the most advanced semiconductor process technology available in the world. So this company is not a small fry by any means. We can see here that TSMC is the industry-leading automotive electronics platform, which provides a comprehensive spectrum of technologies and services to meet the unique semiconductor challenges of the automotive industry. So this is the company who makes the iPhone chips for Apple, and it is allegedly talked that they could be making a self-autonomous driving chip for Apple's car as well. So let's keep looking at a little bit more. We have a supply chain report claims that Apple's vehicle-related Project Titan is moving to the next phase. If we scroll down, DigiTimes report states that Apple has also announced in the recent months that it would be opening a plant in the US and begin preliminary talks with observing global auto electronics supply chain. This is also recent news as well. Supply chain component makers are saying that the Apple car model is similar to a Tesla model. And if we scroll down a tad more, this will show you that this article was released December 9th of this year. So looking at those moves Apple has made previously, we can definitely see they're working on self-autonomous driving, which is one of the vectors I believe Tim Cook was talking about. The second one is their Apple car, of course. And the third vector I think Tim Cook is mentioning is their own charging infrastructure for EV vehicles. So let's check this out. As you can see, Apple patent filing involves a charging station for an Apple car. Apple has filed for a patent. It gives you the number for a charging station with passive alignment mechanism that involves a charging system for a vehicle. And this kind of gives you a figure on what Apple wrote out for their diagram. If you look over here, this is going to give you a brief article that came out a month ago. Apple researching large-scale MagSafe technology for Apple car charging. Scrolling down, in a patent granted by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office on Tuesday titled Charging Station with Passive Alignment Mechanism, Apple suggests such an engineering system that could allow for drivers to park up and for the vehicle to start charging immediately. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit more and you're going to be able to see here the patent list was filed on May 18th, 2020, which was this year. In July 2019, they had another patent named Wireless Charging Alignment System. Apple suggests how self-driving system could park the car in a position ideal for wireless charging. And in the same year, they had another patent called Charging System that consisted of a small robotic device that could move along a floor under a vehicle, one that would raise a charging element close to a receiver on the car to perform a wireless charging. So Apple is definitely looking at implementing wireless charging for their EV vehicles. I think that will be massive if they can get it right. So those are the three vectors that I see Apple working on: self-autonomous systems, their own Apple car, and then Apple charging. All right, investors, before we get out of here, I'm going to share with you 4 common questions regarding Apple's EV car project known as Project Titan. Now, the first common question is Apple working on a car? And the answer is yes. Project Titan is an internal project at Apple that deals with car manufacturing, design, and self-driving services. Now, the next question is going to be, how long has Apple been working on an Apple car? And the answer is Project Titan started around September 2014 when Apple CEO Tim Cook gave the order to start on an Apple car. Now, the next question you may have is, how much will the Apple car cost? Now, we don't have numbers or figures on this, but what we do know is it is expected to be priced in the same range that Tesla or other luxury vehicles in that range will be priced at. Now, the last common question that you may have is, when are we expected to see the Apple car? And the answer is, Apple car should be ready between 2023 and 2025. So if you gained some value from this video, or maybe something you didn't know about the Apple car project, definitely consider smashing that like button. Share this video out with someone you know. I'm Mike the Investor. Also consider getting you some free stocks by checking out the Robinhood and the Webull link down below. Remember to stay inspired, stay motivated, always invest in yourself, and I'm out.